and 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 and
Fireside thing. Fireside thing.
hello?
Fireside
Hello?
thing.
Hello?
Fireside
Hello?
thing.
Hello?
Good evening, everybody. We appear to be having some mild technical difficulties with people in the US, but
What?
here we are, and welcome to Theta Thursday. We're having a fireside chat sort of thing tonight, I think. Greg, can you confirm? Are you able to talk to us again?
I got no idea what's going on, man. Yeah, no, it's Theta Thursday. Welcome, everybody. We've got Dirk Statiel, who's our brother from across the pond.
He's filling in for Mifune tonight because Mifune's out.
I'm not filling in for
You sure are.
Mifune.
You're the one who's going to be doing the long-winded stories, correct?
Just sign the contract, Dirk.
As it turns out, I am not a Mifune replacement. But yes, I am here tonight because Dawn asked me to drop in and talk to you guys about some stuff. We're not sure what's going on just yet, but here we go.
I think that's a story in and of itself. What is there? And that is the concerning part.
You got a good point, Don.
Big old question for sure.
Well, that's kind of in the theme of why there was no show on Tuesday. The show earlier today took apparently a lot of effort to keep going. And I don't know what they're going to do, what we're going to do Saturday. There is just not much going on in Eve right now. And I'm going to attribute it to just a back-to-back-to-back hit of bullshit and changes and things that just are upsetting everybody. They almost ran into another one this week, but
they did
walked
run
it back
into
very
another
quickly.
One. They ran into it, hit a brick wall, and then bounced off. Let's be real here.
And just a quick thank you. Oh, wait a second. I don't think anybody can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you here on Discord.
Oh, I know you guys can hear me, but I don't think. Oh, you guys can hear me? Okay. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Ragnar Schwarzkopf, who's celebrating a year subscription to INN. Thank you very much. It's very appreciated, and it's also very appreciated everything you do for us in Theta, sir. Thank you. We love you.
Yes, we always love Ragnar. All right, I got my keyboard to just flash all my fun colors. Okay, we Gucci.
Don, did you get a new keyboard?
That's been a saga. So my keyboard, I had an unfortunate accident with some soda, and some of the keys stopped working. And my keyboard I had just gotten 6 months ago. So I was like, well, the warranty is 2 years old. Let's see what happens. So I messaged Razer and I was like, hey, like, my keyboard shouldn't be messing up under 2 years. The keys are sticking. The springs aren't springing back. It's not doing what it needs supposed to. So they said, send a video. So I sent a video. And, after a little back and forth, they're like, all right, just send us that one and we'll send you a new one. I'm like, all right. I don't care. I will wait.
How much bourbon was in this cola, Don?
None.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Well, why would you mix like a bad alcoholic drink with good Coke?
Because bourbon's
You,
good.
you put the rum in the Coke.
No, rum goes in fruity drinks.
You
So,
don't put no. The only good rum is dark rum, and that doesn't go in fruity things. That goes in Coke.
you drink however you want to
So Don, did they give you a new keyboard?
drink, and I will drink how I want to drink alcohol. Yes, so I think so. It took like maybe 3.5 weeks total time, but yes, they sent me a brand new keyboard. I just sent mine in, and they said the my model wasn't available, which is why I got it priced I did. So they sent me the next version of it, which is apparently wireless. I don't know when I'm ever going to need a wireless keyboard, but I have one now. And I absolutely hate how the keys look, like the numbers and the writing on it, but I don't care. It still lights up the pretty colors that I wanted. So
You can take your keyboard to the bathroom, Don.
I could. It would not do me any good, but yes, I certainly could.
I was gonna say, you can now take your wireless keyboard that you are used to on holiday with you with your laptop. But if Greg wants to go with the bathroom
Why would
thing,
I
Greg
take
can
my
go with
$140 keyboard on vacation?
because you might have to like actually write
Eve, real
something.
quick, hold on. Yeah.
Well, no, just like I know that I really hate anything that's not my current keyboard setup. So, if you've got a wireless version, you just shove it in a backpack and take it with you. And then you don't ever have to worry about whether or not you have to deal with shitty keyboard layouts, because you've always got the mechanical layout that you want and enjoy.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about it. So sorry for distracting everybody with the keyboard story, but it has been a saga.
Oh, that's all right. I got something new this week too, Don. I got a new insulin pump belt, and it's I ordered black.
It's so exciting.
That's very blue, Greg.
Yeah, it's a little fruity if you ask me, but I don't care, man. I'm comfortable in my own sexuality.
That's like an
Go ahead,
like
Dirk.
a sky blue kind of color.
Can we talk about how Apple changed
I
all
mean,
of
I'm
links, or they changed their entire internet thing?
No, before we get on to that, I wanna talk a little bit about why Greg thinks that his kind of guy slash baby blue insulin belt is like a sexuality thing. Why do you have to be comfortable in your sexuality to be using that belt there?
I don't know, man. You can't judge me.
Who's trying to judge you? Seems to me like you were trying to prejudge yourself.
Kind of, it
And
matches.
you wanted to get ahead of things.
It matches my eyes, doesn't it? Right, kind of.
I've never looked that close
I've never
into
looked
your
that
eyes,
deeply
Greg.
into your eyes, Greg.
Oh yes, you have, Don.
I definitely.
I've
Gotta
read
get
your
a bit
stories.
closer there.
No, I'm not gonna bother. We really don't
It
have
matches your
anything this
denim.
week, do we?
No, we do. So they had the one of the big kind of like shocker pieces was the attempt at policing the Concorde thing again. This is not the first time they've tried to do it this
All
year.
right, Dawn. You say policing the Concorde thing. Do you wanna give a bit more detail on what exactly was going on there?
Well, first off, apparently someone says Burnt Toast says, "Woo, I just joined the Imperium and I'm super excited." Well, welcome. I see you're a first-time chatter.
Good job,
that's
dude.
actually a cool feature that Twitch does. It tells you if they've never chatted in here before.
We're glad to have you. We really are.
Let us know where you joined, and we will, encourage you or mock you appropriately.
Also, we have a channel for new people in Mumble. It's called Theta. So like if you got,
Oh, dear lord.
well, it's not
What,
really
in
for new
Mumble?
people, but it's a good place to
It
talk
is a
about
good
like
place to
anything that you
learn.
want, right?
You tell
And
me
it's
what
a,
other channel has people in it 24/7. Thank you.
oh, there's lots, Don. Karma Fleet, Amok, ASCII.
Actually, in there doing things 24/7, I beg to differ.
Mhm. Anyways, Theta's an interesting place. So you should come and hang out. And that goes for everyone here. Not just
Not just Imperium
burnt
members.
toast
We take all
CBK.
sorts of spies too. So
No, we don't. There's no spies allowed.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Interesting is the right word.
But okay, so the Concorde thing.
Yeah. So
do you want to
what was
explain
going
it for
on with
viewers?
this, Dawn?
What did they do?
Okay, so originally, one gankers like to quote unquote
Originally, when is originally?
okay, well, they haven't changed a thing, but normally what gankers like to do is when they gank somebody, Concorde appears on grid and will blow them up after they've ganked somebody, which is fine and normal. But that grid keeps Concorde on there indefinitely, I think, until like the next downtime or until they get
All
pulled.
right. Okay. No. Don't.
Then you explain it. I tried to throw it to you, but no.
I wasn't gonna like monopolize here.
It's fine. You can
But
monopolize
you've kind of done that to me. So the thing with Concorde, as I'm sure most people in the audience know, Concorde is like the high-sec police service. Whenever somebody does something criminal, you are a terrible person, and you must be judged, juried, executioned in about the space of 5 seconds. Concorde will do that. So when it comes to what happens with Concorde, if Concorde has not spawned in a system, it will insta-spawn. So these things despawn at downtime, and then, you know, the first criminal act in a system after downtime spawns Concorde. Then, any criminal acts after that in the same system, they require Concorde to warp instead of despawning and respawning. So, you know, Concorde's warp time is very fast, you know, generally a not player experience kind of fast. But it adds a second or two to Concorde's response time if Concorde are on, say, a station undock and then have to get to a gate where a criminal act has happened. Earlier, I say earlier this week, a couple of weeks ago, CCP announced that the wording on it was basically as it was in an exploit notification. And the exploit notification is basically that intentionally delaying Concorde response times is a bannable offense. As it turns out, if you gank somebody and then dock up in a station and then undock in your pod, Concorde move to the station undock. That's intentional behavior. That's the way Concorde has worked forever. But Concorde move from where you just ganked on a gate to the station undock again.
It's called pulling, right?
It's
yeah. Concorde pulling is what I think I believe they call it.
It is called pulling. Basically, you pull Concorde from wherever they are to wherever you want them to be.
I like the suggestion in chat, by the way.
Because they already exist in the system, and they cannot respawn. They have to warp. So pulling Concorde around any number of systems has been fine and dandy. It's been an exploit notification, funnily enough, for about 6 or 7 years now, I think.
So what did CCP decide to do to make it better?
Basically, CCP decided that their GMs were going to interfere in the way that people have been playing the game for God knows how many years at this point.
10 years at minimum?
You know, I say it's been the way things have worked for 6 or 7 years, but that's a conservative estimate. This isn't me saying we've been doing this for that long. This is just like how long people have assumed, how long that this has been accepted behavior, right? So even if this goes against the EULA, CCP have been fine with it until earlier this month. Not this month, sorry, this is December now. Until like the middle of last month, where there was a whole big hoo-ha about somebody who got banned for pulling Concorde in some way. I don't have the details. This caused a whole argument within the community. There were CSM involvement, there was CCP GMs being involved. And then yesterday, there was a GM announcement that basically said, if you pull Concorde at all ever, it's a bannable offense. Like, you could inadvertently pull Concorde by committing a criminal act that you didn't know about, Concorde spawn, and kill you.
No, Dirk.
Then you dock up, you
Fuck
undock, Concorde get moved.
Yeah.
So you could be the newest of new player, commit a criminal act that you weren't quite sure what the game was going to do to you for it, but, you know, give it a shot because, hey, you're learning, right?
Yeah,
and now you've done a thing,
and you shoot something, and
yeah, exactly. So now you've done a thing that CCP can ban you for, and you've been in the game for about 20 minutes. You know,
I was gonna say. So, so the GM that put it out, right?
Yeah,
he puts it out, and it just hits Reddit. The Reddit karma and all the stuff is going like crazy. Messages on the forums.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real here. This one was the CSM.
Well, yeah. So the CSM reaches out and they tell them that this is the dumbest thing they've ever seen in their life. They've already talked about this earlier this year. This is not even like the first time this has come up in like a while.
You say earlier this year, like
it was a couple months ago.
It wasn't even a couple months ago, Dawn. Like,
was it like
this is where we're at with like the time frame of Eve changes at the minute. We were talking about this 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really? It was. Oh, I didn't realize.
This was the GM update. This was the GM update answering everything that we'd had a conversation about within the community 3 weeks ago. The GMs basically had spent time talking about it, come up with a solution that was absolutely mental, and then everyone flipped out because, hey, this GM has basically said you can be banned for learning the game, doing something that you shouldn't have done, docking up, and then undocking again, and accidentally moving Concorde. Just because you were a criminal in one place and now you're a criminal in another place.
Or defensively. Some people defensively spawn Concorde on themselves.
So like 3 weeks ago we were talking about this, and there were CCPers who were saying things that contradicted things that lead GMs were saying, and it was a whole big deal. And so yesterday, CCP announced via lead GM something or other that this was bannable. At which point the CSM flipped out, the community flipped out. There's a whole big question about what the fuck is going on regarding bannable offences and ganking and pulling Concorde and whether or not the game should continue to be allowed to work in the way that it has been allowed to work for getting on for a decade at the very least.
Yeah, and so it took him about an hour to reel it back, and
It was the fastest U-turn I've
I was
seen
the
from
first
CCP in a
person
while.
on Reddit to tell them, hey, they updated it. It's not happening.
Okay, so let's
On
look
the
at this.
thread.
Can we look at this as a good thing that CCP is listening to the CSM?
No, we can't.
Well, we can, but it wasn't actually CCP. It's a GM. GMs are just like people they hire.
Like GMs lead.
It's not the developers or anybody.
But ultimately, though, Dirk, what happened? Like, according to your story, CCP did dumb, or we're gonna do dumb. CSM said, "Fuck! Don't you dare do that!" And CCP said, oh, "Okay, we won't." So they're listening to the CSM, right?
It was a huge win for the CSM. It was absolutely well deserved and well reasoned, and honestly, CCP's policy clarification made it stupider than a lot of things. Like the situations that you could inadvertently be banned for under this new, pulling Concorde as an exploit clarification were about as clear as mud, Greg.
Okay.
So the CSM did a huge amount. They really, threw their weight around and really did something massively positive. The CSM is something that I'm a huge fan of, generally. The CSM generally, by and large, are doing some fantastic work overall. They try and help CCP, but what the CSM are trying to do and how they're trying to help CCP versus the actions CCP take, they're two very different things, right? If the CSM had been consulted on this suicide ganking policy change
weren't they
before
already
it was
consulted
published
beforehand?
No, they weren't.
I believe so, because when this came up 3 weeks ago, all of them had said that they reached out to CCP and told them
whether or not the CSM reached out to CCP and whether or not they were consulted are two different things.
Tomato,
the CSM
potato here.
The CSM can tell CCP whatever the fuck the CSM wants. CCP have to listen, and it was actually noted in the rollback of this change that the CSM are not typically consulted on GM-related matters. This was an aberration. This was a weird thing where the CSM managed to really use their heft and get things moving in the right direction. But if the CSM had been consulted before they decided to make this GM change, there wouldn't have been a community backlash.
Oh, yeah.
There wouldn't have been this huge question about CCP, what the fuck are you doing with your own game?
Now, positive, it only lasted an hour. Which
so
is
in
more
the
than
future,
I could say for some people's husbands.
in the future, do you think that that's going to be a step built into the CCP making or doing stuff flowchart?
No,
like it'll be come up with an idea, consult CSM, shelve idea.
Greg, there's a ton of people at CCP that don't like the CSM or want to listen to them at all, and will never ever listen to them.
Well, they've listened to.
They've already said there's a couple people who work on certain parts of the game, like projects, not Rattati per se, but one of the lackeys that is an actual developer who just refused to listen to this CSM, so they don't even bother trying to talk to him anymore because he's a waste of time.
Right, give me 2 seconds just to find this quote because
you do that. So
yeah.
So So yeah, it did get walked back, which is good. But that was the biggest hubbublub all week. I'm trying to think of what
Well,
else.
wait a second. They moved their mining changes over to the test server, right? And we've
Yeah,
had
but remember, the test server isn't real, guys. It's fiction. It
no,
means
I
nothing.
understand that, but
So
they were
don't bother.
using the original mining changes, right, on the test server, and then they changed all the stuff, and they've got that on the test server now. Am I right or am I wrong?
So some of the mining changes are over on the test server, but as Villy and other CSM have said, the test server environment is not realistic. So therefore, any data you gather on there is worthless.
Who's Villy?
It's a person.
Right. Before we get to that, I just want to. I found the quote that I wanted, and it wasn't CCP Retati. You're right, Dawn. It was CCP Site.
Said what? Did I lose it?
And from a CSM meeting, he wanted to point that out. Don't burn the CSM. They had nothing to do with it. As in any other blog we've had with the resource distribution stuff, this is specifically the way we operate, and we have our reasons to keep the CSM in the dark. So please don't start complaining to your CSM members about why they didn't tell you or why they didn't do anything. CCP Psych, CCP Retati, they are the key members.
Alright, there's something I don't understand then. CSM, they sign an NDA, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Why keep them in the dark? I don't get that.
Because NDAs only mean so much here. How many people have had things leaked out? Now, it's not to say that anyone would, but sometimes they just don't want to leave any chance of liability out there.
It's because CCP... you know what? We can't generalize at this point. It's because certain people at CCP think they know better, think that they know far more than individuals on the CSM, and do not want to hear the backlash from the CSM until it's already going to go live. Some people just feel... Some people at CCP just feel that they are more intelligent. You know, obviously scarcity is 200 IQ play. Who would possibly appreciate the drama, Dawn? Wouldn't.
I'm just saying, I feel like that they're masochistic enough that they enjoy creating buzz to get CCP's name out there.
It's either that or they're fucking incompetent, right?
Because I'm thinking of a certain name of a developer that kind of had a reputation built in the community recently. He was on Reddit a lot in the immediate aftermath of like an economic dev blog post, and my god, his name is just completely
Rattata.
Completely going away, but the man managed to be the first CCP dev in EVE Online's history to be auto-modded by Reddit, and my god, his name just completely slips my mind here, Dawn. But he had to be potent. You know, the Reddit mods had to suggest that he should be an approved poster, because if he weren't an approved poster, he wouldn't be able to post on our EVE as a developer. And I mean, it was I don't know.
That's still just that's like making a
CCP Bourguignon, CCP CCP something, Ratatouille, perhaps.
Radicate. So, so I'm trying to think. So, the mining changes have gone onto the server, the test server. We know that it's not something you can rely on. Yeah, some of them. We know we can't trust anything on there. It's worthless. But interestingly enough, something that not a lot of us per se noticed until this week, and I know we didn't have push to talk on Saturday to bring it up, but it was brought to my attention that the Indie Core 2 has had its CPU requirements tripled, and
Um,
and the power grid requirements have, I believe, gone up. I don't think quite triple, but it's gone up a lot too. And
GB in Twitch chat, yes, the Hoarder still has its ammo hold. It had additional holds added to it.
yeah.
None of them have been taken away.
Now, why does the CPU change matter? To have a good um, fit on your work wall, it does end up being not right now. It's not tight on CPU, but if they change the indie core the way that they're looking at it, and there's no bonus on the ship to reduce the cost, it is going to cause you not to be able to fit some stuff on there. And that's actually pretty detrimental for miners who have to do a lot of refits for everything that they do. So it's just kind of like one of those things that just like slipped in.
Yeah, for sure.
I put a link to the Delta Boss. Tried to put a link to the Hobo links or Hobo leaks there, so I put his link in.
Yeah, I kind of want to circle back to you, Greg, just for a hot minute, because before we started on the CCP what's his face, who just wants to shoot Eve in the face. You were talking about basically NDAs and the CSM NDA and
Right.
what that means. And like the CSM NDA is like a 5-year NDA from the end of their last term in office. So there's a lot of people who are still under NDA on that front. Where were you heading with that point? I'm just I'm
Well,
really interested to talk a little bit more about this.
You were saying that CCP had stated that they were keeping the CSM in the dark,
And that came from CCP themselves, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand why though. Like under an NDA, there's no reason to keep the CSM in the dark.
I think. Okay. Yeah, I think this just comes back to CCP don't trust the CSM or some elements in CCP. I don't. When I say this, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about CCP as in all of the developers. I'm talking about CCP as an entity. CCP is like the management team. The management team don't seem to want to talk to the player reps.
Would
There
it
are
help?
some
Would it
devs
help?
who are really interested, but
Would it help if CCP did like a town hall, like a AMA type thing, where we could say, "Hey, look, this is bullshit. Here's why it's bullshit."
I don't think you need to hear from that many people because most of the community are idiots.
Well, I mean, we're paying for this game, right?
Yeah, and that's why we have elected representatives to sift through some of the bullshit requests to get down to slightly useful material to bring forth to CCP. Because let me tell you, there's plenty of ideas out there that are terrible.
Give us customizable genitalia.
Oh, shut up. Also, we have another first-time chatter, Azoth Prime. Welcome.
Oh, welcome, Azoth Prime.
I'm bright like a pirate. Okay.
Always, man, always. So, Dawn, this week you were going to prepare an animal fact, weren't you?
What? No. But I can tell you that I've been playing Pokemon for like crazy since it came out on the 19th, and I'm at 390 something Pokemon caught out of 490. So I'm on track. I'm doing pretty good. Getting down to the Pokemon that are just randomly available once a day. So we're getting there. That's my fact. There you go, Greg.
Thanks, Don.
I mean, do you have an animal you would like a fact about?
No, don't worry about it. It's all right.
Okay.
I'd like a fact about a quagga. Thank you.
A what?
A quagga.
Quagga?
Fuck is a quagger?
All right, hold on. Go find something about a quagga.
Is this something that like fucking roams the English
Oh,
countryside?
it's an extinct species of plain zebra.
Yeah, we hunted it to
Yeah.
extinction.
Yeah,
That
good
was
job,
largely
England.
the
Good
Brits,
job,
by the way.
England.
Yeah,
You guys are very good at murdering everything. You know, you
as-
guys provided the most holidays around the world.
Yes, we do know that. We also are aware of the fact that, you know, Britain was the first country to institute concentration camps. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
these things are, you know, swings and roundabouts. But I'd like to hear a fact about the quagga, please. Dawn.
first of all, a big
Well-
shout out to Barbados for getting out from under the colonial fucking tea bag that's been resting on their foreheads for so many years.
Oh, is Barbados independent now?
Apparently.
Nice.
Um,
They're a tiny island that have no economy. Good luck.
as it turns out, they're probably part of the Commonwealth at this point. But you know, it's all fine. There's no empire in the Commonwealth. Trust us.
I mean, I don't know what else you want
Uh-huh.
to know about a quagga. It's basically a zebra. It's
Whoa,
just the
Dawn,
butts-
Dawn, check
the
So
butt
you
is
check
can't
chat.
give me an animal fact.
No, it
about a
says the
quagga.
rear was brown and without stripes appears more horse-like. The distribution of stripes is different. So you got the
Dawn's
plain
giving
zebra.
us an animal fact from Wikipedia, guys.
I sure am. So, well,
I'm
here
not
I'll give you
impressed.
something. So the plain zebra is what we consider, what most people think of for zebras, which is the big black and white stripes. But there's also what's called the Grevy's zebra, which has got one long big black stripe down the center, and then tiny, super thin black and gray stripes along the side. This quagga that you're requesting, its front stripes are more like the plain zebra, big, fat, and wide, but it quickly narrows in and then becomes more brown and just kind of like a solid brown on the butt.
See, I'm very happy with that animal fact. I was not happy with the quagga, but that one, yeah, that'll do.
Azoth Prime
Now,
asked
if you
in.
want to see a quagga, you still can technically see a quagga because they've taxidermied them into museums. So you can go see a dead one if you really want to.
Nobody
That's
wants
just
to.
morbid.
Nobody
I
wants
gotta
to
say,
see your.
their
Nobody wants to
taxidermy
see your.
skills are terrible.
Nobody wants to see your quagga, Don. Anyways, to Azoth Prime, I just pinged Boat. He may show up. He may not. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a while. I missed the man.
I do love that you pulled out a random animal, though. Oh, we have another first-time chatter, PD Pirate. Welcome to the chat.
Oh, welcome, PD Pirate.
So,
we got another. We got other things too. We were going to talk about the future of mining. At least that's on my show notes.
oh no, actually, I have something.
Wait. First off, don't pull your skills for your work pilots yet, folks, because CCP may be a lot of things, but they also may be listening to us when we give input on the test server. I don't know for sure, but I just wait till we know 100% for sure what's happening and then pull the trigger and do what we have to do.
CCP have a habit of just like fucking up their own announcements and their own patches, and just you don't make a decision until things are on the live server.
And even when it's on the live server, you probably should wait a day because it may change. Honestly, no. The
Janovan in Twitch chat is asking, what about Eve news and things?
There has to be Eve news and things to talk.
Theoretically, like, something is worth news. The news title, right?
I got news.
I mean, you know, news schmooze. Oh, they're not calling it waste anymore, by the way. It's residue.
Oh, so they changed the name as if changing the name makes it more palatable.
At least officially on this test server, I believe they saw all the terminologies calling it residue.
That's good for all the
Um,
potheads, right? Because like they usually like clean the residue out of their little pipes and. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry,
actually really interesting to me, because there was a suggestion like 10 days ago when waste was first introduced that actually instead of calling it waste, they should call it tailing, because tailings is actually the official term for waste rock that comes from ore. It's called, you break down an iron ore rock. It's got probably more than iron ore in it, but you break it down into its constituent parts, and everything that's left that is basically just raw rock, that's called tailings. And people suggested that, hey, instead of calling it waste, call it tailings.
That's correct.
And now they're calling it residue.
Maybe they'll get the tailings sooner or later, right? Who knows?
So even if you're talking about a 100% increase on the overall ore available as of 3 months ago, which is still an 80% reduction on the overall ore available less than 2 years ago. And even though they've decided to call what you're creating a different name, it's no longer waste, it's residue. We're still in scarcity.
Yeah, they're supposed to end scarcity, though, aren't they?
What the fuck do you want us to do here? You want us to mine the extra 10% compared to where we were at 2 years ago?
Speaking of 2 years ago, Dirk, it brings us into our next segment, which we're going to do as a regular segment. And this segment's called, and this is my good, watch this wipe.
Oh, here we go.
Eve time travel. Look at this high budget fucking technology. Look at those effects, brothers and sisters. Eve time travel.
We're spinning into the time vortex, guys.
Oh my God.
All right, so here's the question we're gonna ask. If you go back, I don't know, from when you started playing, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago or whenever, what would you bring back that they have removed from EVE Online?
Say that again?
If you could go back 5 or 10 years ago, what would you bring back or take away?
On capitals. Sinos on capitals. That is what I would do.
No.
That would solve all of the problems of nobody in space. That's what I would do.
Dirk's thinking. Look out.
I know Dirk's been longer, but that's like for what I had.
That's too limited.
No. This is based upon. He said 5 years ago.
I mean,
and I joined EVE in 5 years ago, so I'm going off of what I've experienced changes for, not what you have. So you can do your own thing. But hell yes, Sinos back on capitals, so I can just sit there and not have to have 80 alts of Sinos everywhere. Just let me have my Sino back.
You can
put a super back out on the grid, and it can maybe get help in time.
Yeah, really. What does it hurt them?
I mean about like that's too limited.
I know. I said it within because you had all the jump changes.
Sinos on capitals. Sinos on capitals would be fine if we never had excavators as a start, right? No excavators is one change. One major change.
Oh, fuck off on that.
If you no, I'm not saying that like the rock walls should have been nerfed into the ground at the same time. What I'm saying is that excavators should have never existed. Rock walls with Chi-2 drones should have been fine.
Yeah, but they
probably would have been fine, and they wouldn't have been
their fuel
as.
In an hour.
They wouldn't have been as cheap. The fuel would have been a different like. Without excavators, the entire economy of EVE would have been entirely different. That's one big thing that I think really is a big deal. That could have changed the direction of EVE Online before EVE even started moving towards where it is today. Another thing that I'm a big fan of, limited structure limited industry jobs.
So you just want to make things unfun. I got it.
No,
That
it's not. It's
waiting
really
for your
not
blueprints
about.
to go through is not fun or effective gameplay.
It's
and
it's
you know
really
it.
not about being unfun, right? Dawn, you go back 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. People were building a single Titan in a single pos.
Yeah.
You could have X amount of poses per system to the number of moons, right? It wasn't as if you could have 3 Satios in a system without any drawbacks. You just had poses on moons, and then each pos would have to have
but
a
tough
certain amount
gameplay is
of
not entertaining
things.
at all. I can
I'm
tell
not
you
saying that pos gameplay was enjoyable, and I'm not saying that we should go back to it. I'm saying that having unlimited jobs in unlimited structures in a single system was not healthy.
So are you wanting to have like a queue again?
I would say that there should be,
because that'll just make it impossible for anyone to just like hop in and start building. So I don't think that was a change that is bad.
Whoa! The suggestion that
We'll just buy more Sotios. Like we had 3 in one system, we had another one next door, 2 in the next door to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
Putting limitations on the structure is asinine and worthless. All that does is create more structure spam, and that causes more people to just have more just shit in space to filter off your overview. It's worthless and a waste of time.
From industry jobs meant that we could have the Rockwall spam that we had, the Titan spam that we had, that has led to CCP basically saying, hey, there are too many super capitals and Titans in the game, how the fuck do we, like, close the gate after the horse is bolted? Well, we were talking about these things at the times that they were introduced, and I still think that they would have been. If
hold on,
the question, was,
I can compromise.
If we could turn back the clock, what would we do? And
I think that's a dumb change.
I think that,
but I would be willing to compromise with you that if you wanted to limit capital slots, that's something that I could work with you on. I don't think there should be a limit on the. I don't think there should be a limit on the subcap stuff or your reactions or any of that bullshit there beyond what your own character can do skill wise. But if you want to limit your capital things, sure, we can.
You know what the most hilarious thing about that is, Dawn?
What?
In the space of less than 2 minutes flat, we found a compromise solution to a major issue that happened 6 years ago.
I mean, we'd have to still deal with like the exact numbers and everything, but the general idea is like, sure, if you want to limit capital production, you can build a lore reason and why limiting capital production, because it's bigger, it's more advanced, it takes more people, more resources from the Sotio to build it, so therefore you can only use so many workers at a time. And if you want to hire more, it costs more.
Exactly. Every Sotio that you have means that you can have 5 super capital builds in that Sotio. Doesn't necessarily have to be like character bound, it could be structure bound.
I don't believe the devs actually talk to anybody. I think they just shake their little 8 balls and just say, well, this change work does not look bright. All right, sounds great.
Oh man, PT Pirate in Twitch chat. And I'm gonna throw this question. I'm gonna ask this as it is, as PT Pirate has said it in Twitch chat to Greg, because Dawn and I both referenced in them. Greg, do you think the devs are having conversations like Dirk and Dawn are having?
No, not at all. I think the devs have the conversations of, CCP Jim, he's in charge of the fucking comic book department. And why haven't we had a comic book put out? He better get his shit together. Wow, no, we need that guy working on scarcity. Fuck that. We need a comic book. No, we need scarcity. No, we need fucking comic book. That's how CCP does business. Anyways, we got a comic book. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, it's a comic book with Dark Horse Productions. They did comic books for CCP like 12 years ago, I think, somewhere in that region. They did like some Mass Effect comics as well. And now CCP are getting back on the comic book thing with the lore and the Triglavians with Dark Horse. You know, it's just...
I'm never going to knock CCP for bringing out more fun material. But we had one more... There was one more thing that we wanted to bring up, because I know Greg wants to keep this tight today.
I got some. Speaking of comic books... Hang on.
Oh, God. There's a delay in the stream, so I assume he's going to get something.
He's just, like, searching.
No. My little brother is he's an artist. He does a comic strip, and that's a link to his Instagram. So if everybody that's watching can go and give him a follow and check out his stuff. And also he does...
Are you shilling us for your brother's...
Yeah, I am. Book? But okay. I'm also saying that we're a bunch of lazy fucking nerds that don't have time to go out Christmas shopping. So you know what good gifts are? Fucking stuff from Fat Bee Gaming, Sector 6 Apparel, man. The INN brand of stuff.
And maybe for your special someone, get them a Blue Yeti micro.
Yeah, Blue Yeti makes awesome stuff. I hear it works. But check this.
Everybody.
Check
your
this
mom,
shirt out.
Your grandma, your cousin Larry, the weird one that shows up every other year. Your drunk Uncle Bert.
Why?
They all need a Blue Yeti.
See my shirt? That's from Sector 6 Apparel.
By the way.
What?
You're backwards.
You're fucking backwards, Dawn. Here, I'm going to show you something else while I'm standing up. I'm just kidding.
Dawn's just waiting for a meteor to wipe her out.
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to say, so I will say I've been playing Eve more lately, even though there's not as much to do. But I do hear little birdies have been twitting that there may be some action coming in January.
Which little birds where?
It would be Matani flirting in Fireside.
Matani likes to...
He brought it up like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so
Mittens likes to flirt.
Comment. Oh, I know, but
Mittens will flirt with you outrageously.
All the baddies have been saying it, that there's potentially something happening in January. So maybe, guys, we'll get some excitement.
Right, so everyone on our side is looking for something. Everyone on their side is looking for something.
Can you believe they're so huffy? They're so upset that we haven't come to like shoot them in drone lands yet.
Oh,
it's only been like
yet is the operative word.
See, that's the thing, right?
Like it's been 4 months. Give us a break here. We'll get there.
This is the thing about Eve, right? Everyone wants to shoot other people. And this is the thing that CCP don't quite seem to get. You have to enable people to shoot other people. But realistically, the decision to move or not move is gonna happen based on factors that are not just whether or not we want to go shoot people. We want to shoot people in the face every day of the week, but sometimes that's not 100% viable, and we just have to figure it out. Either way, we'll be coming for people sooner or later.
I hope we
And-
do something after the holidays because I'll be raring to go. Because it's coming up. The anniversary for M2 is coming up at the end of the month. It was
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, I believe, the 12:30
That's
Yeah,
right.
it was.
Eve. And it would be fitting if we could have another fun fleet or something to broadcast that night or the next night or something.
See,
Mm.
I'm one of those weird people who wants to like let them stew on it.
Who's doing it?
Let the people who think we're coming for them know we're coming for them. Realistically, let them stew on it. Hi,
Well,
yeah, we're coming for you, but you don't know when
they
we're
don't
coming.
they
We're
don't believe
gonna
it.
be quite happy. We're gonna be comfortable. You can sit there and
See,
build yourselves up, but we're coming.
the only difficult part is that if we moved against Test as an example here, all that's going to happen is PanFam's going to come down, and it's just going to be us staring at each other across a regional gate with no fun. Like, I already see that happening, right? So I don't think if we do go somewhere in January that it would be against Test specifically.
My birthday's on the 24th, by the way, just in case anyone wants to
Of
get
December?
me. Of January.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Just
I
in
didn't
case
remember you
anybody
saying that.
Yeah, give me something frilly or whatever.
So somebody in Twitch chat is going, Paps, there's an incursion going. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them some advertising.
Why would you tell a general audience that there's an incursion going on?
Oh no!
Because there's always an incursion.
I think the guy wants to know if we get Paps for
Just-
watching Theta Thursday, which is not a bad idea.
No.
Wow,
It isn't-
it's a double no.
That's because you get Paps for actually doing something strategic for the Alliance.
You don't think this is strategic for the Alliance?
Peacetime, no. Wartime, for sure. We definitely got under some people's skin throughout the
Yeah,
war.
You got a
Whether
point.
they wanted to believe that or not.
All right, we should get on to. We should close this thing up. We only got 3 minutes in my tight schedule. We've stayed on pretty good. What do we got for closing thoughts? I'll go first, guys. This is serious talk now. We are doing stuff in Theta. So if you are a member of Theta Squad,
And you want to make money.
join Theta Squad. You will make money. Also, if you want to hang out with the coolest people in Goonswarm and in New Eden, for that matter, we have people from Lawn there, people from the other, what are those other alliances within the coalition? All the everybody's there. That's our friends. All friends hang out, and we have like a whole bunch of interesting conversations, and we're not toxic. We don't yell at each other. It's a fun place to be and hang out. So come hang out in Theta, make some money, make some new friends, chill with some old ones, and we'll just enjoy the game until we have to shoot test again. Dirk?
Alright, so this is the first real opportunity I've had to express my displeasure at being Elvis tonight. Not hugely enjoying that one, thanks, Greg, but
It's
there we
Vegas
go.
Elvis, man. I had Vegas Elvis queued up for the Vegas show. I didn't do a Vegas show.
But here we go. Realistically, I think my big thing is gonna be tournaments. Tournaments in EVE are still going on. There's the Anger Games announcement coming soon, TM. We've had the Alliance Tournament 18 already announced, and we are going to be having within GSF and within the Imperium kind of a community building situation soon, TM. I've been working on that for the last couple of weeks, and just generally we want to make sure that anybody who's interested in tournament play in EVE Online has an avenue to be doing that within the Imperium. So yeah, keep an eye out. We're we're getting ready to launch that properly.
I'm looking
And
forward
just
to that.
that's my big old deal this week, is that tournament stuff is not going to be slowing up just because we're in the off season. We're coming back again with some big situations and some big decisions. So look out for it in the next, probably 10 days or so, I would think.
All right, thanks, Dawn. I guess you're the boss. You get the last word.
Yes. So I want to thank everybody that came tonight. I know we had a short night. Probably could have talked a little bit longer, honestly, but it's Gucci. I appreciate all our first time talkers and viewers. We always like having audience participation when we get the chance. Cause drama, go make some fun, give us something to talk about next week. If somebody wants to flip an alliance or, melt something down, that'd be cool. And I hope everybody has a good holiday and meets with us, Dirk and I, on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. You guys got a show. It's Push to Talk. What time's that on Saturday?
It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's all I can
It's
tell
a
you.
weird and American time, and I don't know what it is in UTC, because INN does the weird thing where it's on Mittens time. Mittens time is a bad time zone to actually track things by, but it's what we do, so there we go.
All right, well, we'll be sure to check it out. That's Saturday at 1 p.m. I think Eastern. So that'd be what, like
You all can see
1800 Eve?
I think it's 1800 UTC, which is 1800 Eve, which is, generally just okay. But it's a big old question. I absolutely hate when we end up in Mittens time kind of.
It's too bad the
period.
Earth couldn't standardize time, right? The same way they standardize measurement. Oh wait,
I would love to standardize time.
All right, we're gonna peace out for this week. Thank you everybody for coming and joining us and spending an evening with us on Theta Thursday. We'll be back next week, where Mifune may be back. This week he had some important business to attend to. I think he's. I can't say. It's you'll find out next week.
If Mifune isn't back, Dawn will beg me to come on the show again.
Oh no, dude, you're welcome anytime. Anytime, Dirk. You're an absolute fucking treat, bud. Listen, also Rampage Inc. is he's I think just spinning shit up, and I don't know if you've seen that show, but it's got Brisk and Nom Nom and Merkelchen, and there's other people that pop by, and it's like, holy shit, that person's on. But it's a really good show. You guys should check that out after watching us here. Well, hang on for a second. I keep pushing the wrong button. And don't forget that it is coming into the holiday season, and the kids will be out of school or whatever. I don't even sure if they're in school. So be extra careful. Don't fucking drink and drive. Don't be an asshole. And enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good evening, guys.